Hello, this is a short video on personas. Thinking about personas in marketing and innovation management helps produce offers that cater to relevant needs for a specific target group. Personas represent specific market segments. They are profiles that personify your target group. Frankly, a persona describes your ideal target market and should be as specific as possible. Here, you see an example of a persona brief. It provides demographic and psychographic insights into your target group and outlines your customers' goals and pain points. It should help you and anyone else who is reading the persona brief to visualize what life is like from the perspective of this persona. These insights should help you craft more effective products, services, and campaigns because you gain a better understanding of your target group when representing it as a persona. It helps you tailor your innovation to what matters most to the specific persona that you are targeting. Working with personas helps you write a story about a user that describes how your customers use a product, how they interact with it, and how they reach goals by using the product. Such a story is helpful in creativity workshops for identifying relevant features your product needs to have to satisfy your customer. You can also use personas for other marketing and innovation activities. For example, personas are a good start for developing the sprint backlog in agile development approaches and for developing narratives for commercials that grasp the attention of your target market. So, what are the steps for developing a persona and how exactly do you use personas for innovating? Assume you want to develop a crowdsourcing platform to co-create solutions with customers for our society's grand challenges. For example, solving global health problems, offering opportunities, good solutions for access to clean water, sustainable growth in an aging society, or solutions to fight climate change, to name a few. Which target group would you like to attract to help solve such challenges? Who should participate in this kind of platform? First, define attributes that may be relevant in determining your target group. Think about what their age, education, and profession are. Try to picture them in your mind. Draw them or find a photo on the web of a person that you think might look like the person that you are imagining. Let's imagine a woman named Enola. Questions that might guide you are: what does Enola care about? What makes her laugh? What makes her cry? What does a typical day in her life look like? What does she work and who are her friends and family? What podcasts and what music does she listen to? What websites does she visit? What does she ardently aspire to, crave above all else? How could your brand or innovation play a role in her life? Finding trustworthy answers to these questions is highly relevant for marketing and innovation success. A good way to get answers is by first finding some people in the real world who represent your persona and then gathering insights about them. Interview them, observe them, spend some time with them. Just making up hypothetical people in your mind will not work. And don't tell me you can't find any people who fit your persona idea. If you don't, then maybe something is wrong about your idea of the persona. In this case, it is better you find this out early in the process, like when doing market research. Imagine finding out after you design the product for a persona that it actually has a target size of 1 or 0 in real life. In other words, creating a persona is an iterative process of having ideas about a potentially attractive persona, gathering data through real life interactions with people, reflecting about your initial ideas and adapting them, going back into the field, reflecting and adapting again, etc., etc. When gathering data through observations and interviews, make sure you jot down notes, take pictures or small videos of your observations, and record your interviews. The recorded interviews should then be transcribed, as this facilitates the later analysis. A useful way to extract relevant findings might be in the form of an empathy map or a mood board. Empathy maps capture the key thoughts, actions, and feelings of the individuals you interviewed and include quotes. They give a good picture of what this person is like. Mood boards also condense the details from the interview and observations to succinct key elements, while transforming these insights into original quotes and visuals that keep them vivid and intuitively accessible. You need to synthesize the content of the data into some meaningful insights. This is a strenuous process, but there is qualitative data analysis software that helps you go through the transcripts of your interviews to code the data and to aggregate it for a thorough retrieval of insights. This gives rigor and validity to your findings. Insights from one target person are not enough to develop a persona. Usually you carry out several interviews, and in addition you develop not only one persona but several. Typically you would do so in teams, as this increases objectivity. You're more likely to avoid ignoring important parts of a user story, and working as a group is also usually more fun. Each team member presents their insights from the interviews in a workshop-style atmosphere. This is an efficient way to exchange gathered information and reflect on it. They tell the user stories they gathered and present them with the empathy maps they have developed. The stories are discussed. You look for similarities and idiosyncrasies among the cases and put surprising and relevant insights into your notes. Afterwards, you distillate and aggregate the notes to build categories. The categorization focuses on who the customers are, what they are trying to reach in their life with respect to the use case you're studying, and the pain points they have when interacting with existing solutions in the focal use case. The aim is to arrive at consistent insights that give you a vivid and realistic picture of who your potential users are. These insights are the building blocks for crafting your persona briefs. Don't forget that you might have multiple relevant audiences that require the development of personas. For the Grand Challenges platform, you might have two-sided markets. On one side, individuals that are willing to participate ideas in the competitions that run on your platform, while on the other side, organizations that pose grand challenges that they want to see solved. You might even have a business model that builds on advertising or fundraising on a platform. So developing personas for these groups of financial resource providers might also be useful. Once you have carved out the major points for each persona, you need to write accurate persona briefs. Let's take a closer look at the information that is included inside a good brief. You personalize the target group that is presented in the brief by giving the persona a name and a picture. You write a short bio that includes some personal background context in terms of lifestyle and the situation the persona is currently in when starting the user journey that leads up to a use case. You also capture some demographics, key qualities, and lifestyle characteristics, such as whether someone is adventurous, likes outdoor sports, animal loving, or other salient characteristics that are relevant for your use case. This persona brief also features the extent to which the big five personality facets take shape in this persona, and whether the persona rather follows a rational or emotional decision-making style. Is Eleanor rather safety-oriented and sensitive? Does she follow a rational, analytical information processing style when taking decisions? Or is she rather plucky, bold, unflinching, and maybe spontaneous and intuitive in her decision making? This might influence the way you need to address her in direct interactions. It impacts the extent of information you should provide and the way you transport the key benefits of your innovation. Importantly, you also include the persona's gains and pains with respect to your use case. For this, you must gather the tasks that this persona seeks to perform, then identify their gains. Gains are ambitions, hidden or obvious. They are the things your persona really aspires to do and cannot fully realize now. Find answers to questions such as what delights this persona? What does he or she enjoy about the task? What could make the task which the persona wants to perform easier, more engaging, fun, or what would improve the task results? When thinking about pain points, try to answer these questions. What annoys or displeases the person when performing the task? What makes it difficult for the persona to perform the task? Finally, you also want to include a quote that briefly captures the essence of the persona's personality. By the way, you can also create freehand sketches of personas. If done well, they can provide quicker access to the key elements that characterize a persona than the portrait photos that are more commonly used. Please keep in mind that this is a qualitative persona. Does this persona represent 5% of the market or 30%? This is something only quantitative research can prove. With a representative large-scale survey, quantitative evidence for a persona certainly makes it much stronger. There are many ways in which you can use personas. Personas can be applied to your existing customers in your current markets and to prospects in new markets alike. In both cases, personas will help you structure your thinking and make your ideas more tangible. We will now look at ways to use personas for developing new services and product ideas. Developing these ideas is a creative act that you perform best in a creative team workshop. A tool that is helpful here is the value proposition canvas developed by Alex Osterwalder. The value proposition canvas lists the goals in the circle that you see on the right side, together with the persona's gains and pains. You fill out this right side based on your persona briefs. Enter about 5 goals, gains, and pains, and bring the canvases to your workshop. Also bring the empathy maps, mood boards, and the persona briefs you have developed. You should have 3 to 5 personas for this workshop and bring a canvas for each. In the workshop, you focus on completing the left side of the canvas. This is about generating ideas for new products, services, and campaigns that relate to the personas, contribute to reaching their goals and gains while relieving their pains. First, each team member individually brainstorms ideas. Next, they put the ideas on the canvas, and after, you can complement the ideas further in an open brainstorming activity. Do this for one persona after the other. Brainstorm ideas as to how you can help your persona relieve a pain. What is annoying or troubling your customer? What is preventing him or her from getting a specific task done, reaching his or her goal? What is hindering your customer's activities? Also consider what to offer to facilitate a gain, what is needed to help best fulfill the persona's goals, what would make your customer happy, what outcome does he or she expect, and what would exceed their expectations. Think of social benefits, functional and financial gains. Create as many ideas as you can for each persona's goals, gains, and pains. Once all the ideas are on all the different canvases, have a short break. You deserved it. Then evaluate and reduce ideas. Critically evaluate the fit between the value you intend to create and the goals, gains, and pains your persona has. Also, check if your ideas address the gains, pains, and goals in a better way than the alternatives that are readily available on the market. How relevant and attractive is the proposed solution to your persona? The more relevant and unique your ideas, the more willing your customers will be to choose your offer. Converge on 1 to 3 ideas per persona. It is also possible that one or more personas become unattractive in the process. You might end up with 1 or 2 personas that seem to be ideal as you manage to come up with ideas that perfectly fit their goals, gains, and pains. As an illustration, the Grand Challenges platform could look quite differently for Ray and Enola. Ray is a young engineer who enjoys tinkering with technical challenges and longs for attractive awards, peer recognition, and an attractive career. He might be interested in a platform that functions as a hub for competitions and startup pitches in the area of energy efficiency, alternative energy, and water technologies. It should offer attractive funding for initiatives due to its network of angel investors and corporate venture managers. Enola is a die-hard reporter and activist denouncing social deficits and aspiring to make the world a fairer place. She might be drawn to a platform that allows contributions to post topics for books, expeditions, and videos related to social and environmental issues that they are planning to realize, and that allows others to crowdfund them by pre-ordering books and videos or by sponsoring expeditions. Providing a platform that wants to be everything for everyone is not a strategy for success. The best crowdsourcing platforms have grown around a specific type of solver community. For instance, Kaggle is dedicated to coders. Yovodo attracts design students and industrial designers. And Incentive started with a pool of highly skilled problem solvers from chemical and life sciences as its unique asset, and extended from this base into other disciplines. Here you see drafts for a pasta manufacturer who developed a pasta design procedure that allows efficient small-scale production of almost any pasta shape. These are three separate pasta designs for limited editions of specially shaped pasta. One for a persona representing a young family with toddlers, another for a convenience-oriented, luxury-loving hedonist, and a third one for a health and vitamin-focused vegan. You can now take these ideas, develop them into concepts, conduct concept tests to validate your assumptions to the extent to which the concepts meet your target group's expectations, and if positive, have the concept travel along your company's new product development process to launch. So this is how you design personas and how you use them in marketing and innovation management. The persona approach is a good way of thinking in depth about your customers. It helps clarify how your innovation idea could satisfy a specific target group's needs better than alternative options. It helps develop, rethink, and refine ideas by tailoring them to your key audiences. Ultimately, working with personas helps you craft better innovations and develop more engaging marketing activities.